One movie is making a big splash at the box office. The new live-action film, The Little Mermaid, grossed over $117 million during its opening weekend. But before the movie hit the big screen, the naming of its lead character received backlash online. Well, in tonight's Together We Rise, Audrey Casoreno has a look at the evolution of Disney.
The popcorn is being served up, with many fans excited to see the new live-action Little Mermaid movie hit the screen.
I love The Little Mermaid. I'm a huge fan of these live-action remakes.
When I was growing up, I didn't see any reflections or anyone that looked like me in a movie. I love that she can see representation, especially someone that's her favorite character, which is the Little Mermaid, someone that looks like her.
While some are excited for the remake, others on social media, not so much. Hateful posts with the hashtag #NotMyAriel trending online after the announcement of Halle Bailey being casted as Ariel. KENS 5 film critic David Lynch.
A lot of that is rooted in a certain viewpoint of nostalgia and purism, because there is this iconic version that folks are comparing it to, while not maybe being of the background to realize how valuable it is to show a performance like that in a movie like this in front of audiences today in 2023.
It was great and perfectly casted, I would say.
I really had no qualms. I'm like, if she can fit the role, if she's talented enough to do it, then sign me up, you know?
I think they're going the right direction. I mean, for me, myself, being an immigrant, and moving to this country at a young age, I didn't identify with a lot of things. I just think that it's important for little girls, especially, like biracial or little black girls, to be able to identify with a character in these, Disney movies.
Taking that step of putting a more diverse face in the remake of this classic story pushes Disney forward, and for such a big historical brand to do that, that's had influence for decades, it represents real value for kids who are watching them now.
But Disney has not always been so forward-thinking. Classics now starting with disclaimers to explain a shift from some of the racist undertones depicted in some of their films.
When they first launched Disney Plus in the fall of 2019 is when they introduced these disclaimers with these old movies and saying, this is the context that you're going to watch this movie in, keep that in mind as you see these stereotypes perpetuated in this movie. They were realizing that, hey, if we're going to have a new generation of kids coming in to watch these movies, we should educate them and give them an idea of what those contexts were when those movies were made. Movies like the first original animated Dumbo, Peter Pan, and then that kind of like we talked about, had those racial and ethnic stereotypes just as the butt of a joke.
Disney fans we spoke with happy with the changes.
They were obviously like stereotypes, that's why they stuck. Literally, the crows in Dumbo were based on Jim Crow.
It doesn't turn you off, though, from Disney as an adult?
Not as an adult, because they're not still making those mistakes. It's a thing that happened, and I recognize it.
Casting aside, some of the youngest moviegoers we spoke with gave us their honest opinion of the film.
I would say that I saw the new Mermaid movie, and it was super cool. And I'm giving it 100 points.
For Together We Rise, Audrey Casoreno, KENS 5.
I loved the original.